This is a picture of a real reindeer. Hello everybody, you are dear to me, so let's make a reindeer. This is going to be fun. I'm going to make it in two ways really quick, but I would like you to take your time. Choose one way. You could either use construction paper and cut out the shapes, the trusty pair of scissors, and put that together, or like right now, I'm going to draw the shapes so you see it, and then you'll know it when you cut it out also. So I've got my background here, putting that in frame. I'm going to draw it this way, vertical, up and down. So using my black marker, I'm going to draw this so you can see the shapes. I'm going to start with ovals. So they're pretty big sized ovals. Think about where you want the reindeer's face to be in your composition. You need one pretty large circle, and then you need an oval like that, and then you will need a smaller oval that goes this way, and then you will want the branches. Not the branches, I said that, but what I mean is the antlers. But look at how they look like branches. Draw the ovals for eyes, circles inside those ovals, and there you go. You've got most of a reindeer. That's a portrait of a reindeer. Now, if you had a pencil, you would erase this, but let's dig in. If I'm at home and I've got crayons, or I have markers, or I have paint, this would work. I could even draw this on an iPad. I've seen wonderful work done with recycled construction paper also. This is my brown crayon, I'm looking for that. Now I might draw this to look kind of rounded, but color in these shapes. Color them in as dark as you can. If you want. They don't have to be super dark, but. And if you had a pencil, you would erase this line. But I wanted to show you how it is made. And this part would be brown, and you color in around all these parts, and that's how you do it. So you'd have this circle, you have this oval, you have this oval, you have this shape that's almost like an oval, and then you have the antlers, which remind me of how trees grow and the branches come off the trunks and all that. But we're doing another cold weather animal. I'm calling this a reindeer. There are famous reindeer in cartoons, but today I'm just doing a reindeer. Doesn't have a red nose. It's just gonna have a black nose. If you want yours too, you sure can cut out a red nose, and you can give it whatever name you like, but we are just doing a reindeer. So this is super easy way to draw a reindeer. I would put this on blue paper, so I'll probably color in the background blue, because I don't see many reindeers at my house or McDonald's or the mall or wherever I go. They're not at school. They're not inside a building. They're an outside animal. So they live in the Arctic, colder regions too, like a polar bear. See these kinds of animals. Keep your distance. I have never petted a reindeer, but I've been close to them in Japan. I know once, and that was fun. They're bowing reindeer. You come up to them and they kind of beg for food, like a lot of animals around here, like ducks at the pond. I'm coloring the back of this in dark. I'm mixing my words today. I hope you understand. And then there I have most of my reindeer colored in. Now, I could just take my marker and color this in, and that will look great. Maybe make this a little more round. could color in his eye. I could color in his nose. I can color in all those parts, and you can too. Things look better when you take your time, do your best work every time. That's what I do. That's what I would like you to do. Effort is when you stick to something. You do the whole thing, you complete it. It's nice when you just do a drawing really quickly, but when you spend your time on something, you learn more. I'm sure you've read things a couple of times and thought something differently about what you read maybe the second or third time that you read something. You have a deeper understanding of it. And it's the same with drawing or singing or playing the piano or sports. The more time you spend with it, and math and reading and science and everything else, the more time you spend with it, the better it gets. So hopefully you're spending time with your drawings and your schoolwork and everything. You get the most out of it. So please join us for that and increase your effort a bit to get a better product and to get better things out of life, to make better things, to read more interesting things, to understand more stuff. So here we go. We've kind of got a reindeer. I would find a blue crayon, but I do want to think about, do I want snowflakes in the air? There's a gray crayon. It fooled me. I don't want a gray crayon. I got this bluish, purplish. Kind of putting that in. Try not to bump into the brown. And that gives it more than just white paper, right? But I'm still going to find a blue. You can watch me dig a little bit more. Thank you for your patience. There we go. That looks like blue. It kind of looks indigo, kind of purple. Let me turn on another light source. Not much different. Okay. This is purple indigo. That looks good. Using the side of my crayon. This is rubbing the crayon. We do this technique quite a bit. If you don't know how to do it, this is a great opportunity to try. Just scoot it around. Try not to go over other parts because that color will blend and it will change the outcome of what you're doing. So your actions have consequences like anything. Think about what you're doing and it turns out better. That's why we want you to read and talk and discuss and collaborate and revise. So there is my super duper portrait of a reindeer. And that's okay. Here's another way. Putting this to the side because I know I need the same shapes basically. Here is my blue background. It's filled in already. I hope you have some construction paper because it makes life grand. It's easy to do these things when you have that. Grabbing a pair of scissors. So what I have is a half sheet of paper, whole sheet, half sheet, fold it back on itself. We've done this before. We do this together all the time. So tearing that out. My small oval. I'm deciding as I'm cutting, I'm thinking, well, this should be about this big. It's kind of off on one side. Let's revise. All right, it's much better, just a little more. That was the difference. So put that to the side. Now the next one needs to be bigger and more of a circle. And out of just this half a sheet, I think I can do it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Here we go. So that circle is bigger in relation, and that does work. Either way, I want to overlap this. This is fine. This could be a little smaller to make it look even better, but this could be bigger. So let's try that. I'm revising, because in the drawing, it's bigger. The circle of the head is bigger. And it's close to a circle. Revise a little. Closer, closer, closer. Let's try this. That's better. Bingo. I'm moving this down just a bit. Now, that white paper that I draw with, it's my favorite stuff in the world right now. I make so many projects out of this. If you don't have just plain white paper, please get some for Christmas or around the break time. Paper is a required thing we should have for school, so let's get that so we can do more projects together. All I really need is 2 eyes, and they're, what shape is it? That's an oval. Okay, so I'm looking and cutting an oval, and I folded my paper. Did you see that? I hope you saw that. I hope you do that, because you're twice as quick, and they're exactly the same, and I can put them all over the place, and I can try it before I decide, and that's fine. So all I need for my eyes is 2 black dots, but I do need the nose, not ease. I also need the ojos, the eyes, the black dots, the pupils, coronas, the centers of the eyes, the black dots. Well, I mean the colored part of the eye, not the black dot in the center. That is different. Now those are just too big. It looks like he's staring at us, so I need to revise that. It changes how it looks. Does it look friendly? Does it look like it's a goon? Well, we have to change that. If I put it that way, he looks sort of scared. Now this is just almost enough to cut out. Let's see. Let me try it. I think this will work. Maybe. Do you see me taking time and trying to cut things as nice as I can? I hope you're doing that too. Taking time to do your best work. There we go. Now he kind of looks like a puppy at this point without ears. We do want ears, but their ears are straight up on top of their head. Now this was that shape, circle kind of shape that I cut. And I got this together. And then I kind of want it straight across. And you could have ears. And this could be a dog. But I was telling you I was making a reindeer, so I'm going to stick with that. But in using these simple shapes, I hope you're noticing that they're all related. I mean, we cut an oval for a human face. It can work for a bear. It can work for a lion as a simple shape to start with. Now, I could leave this clear off the picture, and that would be funny if I wanted. Now, this black background is my, it's a placemat so that I don't get things on the table. So I don't stain the table with glue or paint or marker or any of that. Place these where you want them. Deer's eyes are kind of farther apart. And then With this, I probably want, you know, when we make trees out of paper, it's kind of the same thing. I want some smaller, almost branches. They're branching off, so I'm using that word branch because it works. But it is an antler. So I want it to stick out in different ways. And I don't need to think too much about it, but it is a lot like how a tree branches out. And there you have it. Now, if I want to get really fancy, I'm going to cut some squares, some small squares. Now I folded my leftover white paper 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I think. I need squares. Here's why. These squares I will fold, and I will make snowflakes, and then I can put those onto here around my reindeer. You don't want to cut all the way through and to cut it into little parts, but you do want to cut pieces out of this folded, and I'm going to do the next one even slower. I just wanted to show you a quick snowflake. So, close to a square, you want to fold corner to corner, usually make a triangle. Is that an obtuse triangle? And then turn this and it becomes an equilateral triangle. It's the same pretty much on both sides. It gets hard to cut, especially with small hands and small scissors, if you keep folding it, because it gets thicker and thicker. It multiplies itself. Because I had one piece folded 4 times, that's 4 thicknesses I'm cutting through, right? Yeah. So it gets tricky. You can tear the paper easier than cutting it usually, and you want this to be crisp and clean so that you have nice snowflakes. You probably don't want one on the reindeer's head, but you might want several. So there you have it. There's a couple ways to make a reindeer. I hope you've enjoyed this. You can do this with crayons. You can do this with paper and build it. You could paint a picture of a reindeer, use the circle shapes, use the oval shapes. I can make a reindeer. I can make animals out of paper, and I can draw simple shapes to make animals. Hope you had fun. Thank you.